In the middle of the Atlantic, some 570 kilometers off the coast of West Africa, an archipelago of fire and wind rises from the sea. 10 islands, born of volcanic fire, sculpted by the trade winds and shaped by the endless power of the ocean. At this World Cup, Cape Verde has proven that it is well capable of springing surprises. The same is true of its island realm, full of contrasts. Here, where Africa and Europe meet, every island carries a character all of its own. How this extraordinary diversity came to be and what makes each of the islands so special is what you will discover on our journey today. Our journey begins in the northwest of the archipelago, on São Vicente. The island is barren and mountainous, and yet it is here, of all places, that the cultural heart of Cape Verde beats. For what São Vicente lacks in lush nature, it makes up for with a city that ranks among the most charming in West Africa, Mindelo. The port city lies in a crescent-shaped bay, the sunken crater of a volcano, and owes its rise to its location halfway between Europe and South America. In the 19th century, British coal steamers called here, and with them came trade, prosperity, and influences from all over the world. This cosmopolitan past shapes the city to this day. In the center, colonial buildings with pastel-colored facades line up side by side, in pink, pale blue, yellow and turquoise, along with wrought iron balconies and tall window shutters from the Portuguese era. Hardly any city in the region has preserved its architectural heritage so well. Above the city rises the Fortim del Rei. The small fortress was built in the mid-19th century to protect the strategically important coal harbour and later served as a prison. Today, it is, above all, a vantage point. Outside Mindelo, the island shows its second face. The coastal road leads out of the city into a rugged, largely untouched landscape, at times close above the surf, at times high on the mountainside. On one side lies the open Atlantic, on the other the mountains rise up, and on the horizon the neighbouring islands come into view. Every bend opens up a new panorama, and especially in the late afternoon, when the light bathes the slopes in warm tones, the route ranks among the most rewarding drives on the island. Along the way lie small mountain villages whose inhabitants live from fishing and modest farming. Life here is simple and has barely changed for generations, a striking contrast to the cosmopolitan liveliness of Mindelo, which, for many villagers, is nevertheless only a short drive away. Off the coast of São Vicente, finally, lies Santa Luzia, the smallest of the main islands and the only one that is uninhabited. Herders once tried to settle here, but the drought drove them away. Today, the island is strictly protected as a nature reserve and belongs to the seabirds, the sea turtles, and the wind. Hardly anywhere do two worlds as contrasting as Mindelo and Santa Luzia lie so close together. Only an hour separates Mindelo from an entirely different universe. The ferry crosses the São Vicente Channel, and already Santo Antão rises up out of the sea. Immense, green and wild, For many, it is the most beautiful island in the country, and anyone who has seen its landscapes once will understand why. Here, the highest mountains of the northern Cape Verde Islands reach into the sky, peaks of almost 2,000 meters in which the clouds of the trade winds become entangled. Deep gorges slice through the island's interior, some so narrow that the sun reaches their floor for only a few hours a day. In between, green valleys open up, where banana plants, mango and sugarcane climb in terraces right up to the sheer rock walls. Generations of farmers have made these slopes arable in dizzying manual labor. It is no coincidence, then, that Santo Antão is considered the hiking paradise of Cape Verde. In the northeast of the island hides its greenest secret, the Vale do Paul. Moist trade wind clouds pile up against the mountains and transform this valley into a tropical garden. Fields of sugarcane sway in the wind, while coffee, yams, and breadfruit thrive between them in a mosaic of 1,000 shades of green. Small villages nestle between the mountains, connected by narrow paths along which donkeys patiently carry their loads. Further up the valley, the green narrows more and more, until it finally ends in vertical walls laced with threads of water. Just beyond the next mountain ridge awaits a sight that leaves even seasoned travelers speechless: the Ribeira da Torre. This valley is among the most dramatic that Santo Antão has to offer. The rock walls shoot up almost vertically, crowned by pinnacles and towers of black basalt that give the valley its name. On the valley floor, palm trees, sugarcane, and tiny farmsteads crowd together, while high above, wisps of cloud race across the ridges. Where the mountains meet the Atlantic lies Ponta do Sol, the northernmost town in the country. Colourful houses cluster around a small harbour where fishermen heave their boats over the surf. In the morning, tuna and moray eel are landed here. In the evening, the sun paints the facades in warm gold. Behind the town begins one of the island's most dramatic coastal roads. One of the most dramatic in the world. Hewn into the rock, it clings to sheer cliff faces, while far below, the ocean thunders against black stone. A few kilometers further south opens the valley that gives the whole region its name. The Ribeira Grande, the Great Canyon of Santo Antão. Over millions of years, water has carved deep into the volcanic rock here, leaving behind a gorge of colossal dimensions. Walls hundreds of meters high frame the valley floor, while the road feels its way along them in serpentines, and with every kilometer, the mountain backdrop grows higher into the sky, more beautiful than any stage designer could ever imagine. The crowning finale of this island is a place that reveals its volcanic soul, the Cova crater. At an altitude of more than 1,100 meters, an enormous, almost circular basin opens up, over a kilometer across. a moment that stays with you forever. From the green giants of the northwest, the trade winds carry us far to the east to where Cape Verde shows an entirely different face. Sal is flat, sun-scorched, and of a bareness that seems forbidding at first glance. Yet it is precisely here that some of the country's most beautiful beaches lie. Fine, pale sand stretches along the coast for kilometers, and before it, the sea gleams in a turquoise that seems almost unreal. Gentle dunes wander across the island's interior, and the constant wind makes Sal one of the best kitesurfing spots in the world. Between November and April, their colourful kites dance over the waves by the dozen. In the south of the island lies its vibrant centre, Santa Maria. What was once a sleepy village of salt workers is today a joyful place full of colour. Houses in yellow, blue and coral red line the sandy streets, and in the cafes, Creole music mingles with the sound of the surf. The town's landmark is the old wooden pier, the Pontao. Every morning the fishermen land their catch here, and within minutes the jetty transforms into a bustling marketplace. Beyond it stretches the beach of Santa Maria, considered the best known and most popular beach in Cape Verde. Along the island's south coast, a sandy beach several kilometers long runs along a sheltered bay, whose fine, pale sand and turquoise water are often compared to beaches in the Caribbean. As one of the 7 natural wonders of Cape Verde, it counts among the country's most important landmarks. Despite the Atlantic, the sea here is comparatively calm and pleasantly warm all year round, which is why Santa Maria is suited both to swimming and to water sports. In the east of Sal hides one of the most unusual places in the entire archipelago. At Pedra de Lume, you enter the crater of an extinct volcano through a narrow tunnel, and suddenly find yourself standing before a shimmering salt lake. Because the crater floor lies below sea level, ocean water seeps through the porous rock and evaporates in the scorching heat of the basin. What remains is salt in pools of pink and white. The real experience, however, awaits in the water itself. Its salt content almost surpasses that of the Dead Sea, and so you simply lie back and float, carried by the brine, in the very heart of a volcano. On the rugged northwest coast of the island of Sal hides a true natural wonder, the blue eye of Buracona. In a lava grotto flooded by the sea, sunlight falls through a natural opening in the rock onto the crystal clear water around midday. For a few moments, the grotto begins to glow in an intense, luminous blue, as if you were gazing into the iris of a giant eye. Around this fascinating natural spectacle, wind and surf have shaped black lava rocks and natural sea pools in which the sky is mirrored, while only a few meters away, the waves crash against the coast with full force. A short 1-hour flight to the south awaits Sal's big sister, Boa Vista, the easternmost island of Cape Verde. Its name means beautiful view, and rarely has a name been more fitting. Sahara-like dune fields roll across the island, lonely beaches stretch to the horizon, and in between lie desert landscapes of such archaic beauty that you feel transported to another continent. Around 55 kilometers of sandy beach, a handful of villages, and endless space. Where Sal feels lively, Boa Vista breathes vastness. You can travel here for hours without meeting a soul, accompanied only by the wind, which ceaselessly draws new patterns in the sand. In the southwest of the island, its greatest treasure unfolds. Praia de Santa Monica is considered one of the most beautiful beaches in Africa, and anyone standing here will not want to disagree. 18 kilometers of flawless, powder-soft sand, fringed by dunes, lapped by a sea that runs through every shade from jade to sapphire. No bar, no parasol, no noise. Often the only footprints in the sand are your own. The northwest presents itself quite differently, and yet no less impressively. Here awaits a spectacle that exists only on Boa Vista, a real desert in the middle of the Atlantic. The Deserto de Viana consists of snow-white crescent dunes that stretch like frozen waves through a dark valley of volcanic rock. A large part of this sand actually comes from the Sahara. Over thousands of years, the Harmattan wind carried it across the sea and let it settle here. Anyone walking barefoot across the crests feels Africa beneath their feet, although the continent lies hundreds of kilometers away. The journey continues to the southwest, to the largest and most populous island of the archipelago. Santiago is the African heart of Cape Verde. Here, the pulse of the country beats stronger, louder, and more untamed than anywhere else. On its south coast spreads Praia, the capital of the Republic and home to around 160,000 people. Its colonial centre sits enthroned on a plateau high above the harbour. Buildings from the Portuguese era line the grid-like streets, weathered facades in ochre and white, shady arcades and quiet squares that lend the quarter a dignified calm. Just a few steps further on, the true life of the city unfolds. In the markets of Praia, fabrics, spices, fruit and tools pile high. Here, the African flair of Santiago reveals itself in all its intensity. Louder, more colourful and more vibrant than anywhere else in the country. Only 15 kilometers west of Praia lies the place where the country's history began, and with it, a dark chapter of world history. Cidade Velha, once called Ribeira Grande, was founded in 1462 and is the oldest European colonial town in the tropics. From here, the Portuguese organized trade between 3 continents, and here stood one of the first hubs of the transatlantic slave trade. A legacy that serves as a warning to this day and which earned the town UNESCO World Heritage status in 2009. High above the old town watches its stone protector. The Fortaleza Real de São Filipe was built at the end of the 16th century after the English privateer Francis Drake had plundered the wealthy trading town. From then on, the mighty fortress, with its bastions and cannons, was to secure the harbour and its precious trade routes against pirate attacks. It never fully succeeded, yet its walls outlasted the centuries. Today, the view sweeps from the restored ramparts across the valley of Ribeira Grande, the rooftops of the old town, and the wide blue Atlantic. The interior of Santiago surprises with a world that hardly any visitor would expect here. In the north rises the Serra Malagueta mountain range, protected as a national park since 2005. Its ridges climb to over 1,000 meters, often wreathed in clouds that give the slopes their moisture. A network of well-marked hiking trails leads through eucalyptus groves and endemic vegetation, past tiny mountain villages where farmers tend their terraced fields. Over millions of years, wind and erosion have shaped the volcanic basalt into bizarre towers and spires whose silhouette looks different from every angle. Not without reason does it, too, count among the 7 natural wonders of the island nation today. At the northern tip of Santiago, this chapter ends where the island shows its gentlest face. Tarrafal welcomes you with a sweeping bay whose palm-fringed beach ranks among the most beautiful in the archipelago. Golden sand, calm, crystal-clear water, and in the background, the green mountains of the Serra Malagueta rise like a protective wall. That this area was once home to a notorious prison camp of the Portuguese regime makes the lightness of the place today all the more precious. Fishing boats doze in the shade of the coconut palms. Children play in the surf, and their parents dance traditional dances into the sunset. Southwest of Santiago rises the most dramatic of all the Cape Verde islands. Its very name leaves no doubt about its nature. Fogo, fire. The entire island is one single mighty volcano, growing from 3 kilometers of ocean depth far up into the sky. And it is alive. It last erupted in 2014 and 2015, when glowing streams buried entire villages beneath them. Traveling across Fogo means passing through landscapes as if from another planet. Solidified lava fields stretch across the slopes, bizarrely upheaved, razor-sharp and jet black. Black volcanic landscapes alternate with coffee plantations and grapevines that thrive on the fertile ash. Even the island's beaches shimmer dark as coal. Nowhere else in Cape Verde does the creative and destructive power of the earth lie so openly exposed. At the center of the island, its ruler towers up. At 2,829 meters, Pico de Fogo is the highest mountain in Cape Verde, a perfect ash-grey cone that can be seen from the neighboring islands on clear days. It rises from a gigantic caldera 9 kilometers across, whose vertical walls soar almost 1,000 meters. The remnant of a primeval volcano whose flank once collapsed into the sea. Climbing the Pico is one of the country's greatest adventures. The ascent begins before sunrise, over ash and scree, step by step towards the crater. Fogo is a striking final reminder of how Cape Verde once came into being. There could hardly be a more fitting finale. Thank you for watching. We hope we have proven that Cape Verde is well capable of springing surprises off the football pitch as well. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe so you never miss another video.